All right, guys, what is going on? I am back. I hope you guys have been doing well without me. I've been very busy just working and doing other things in my life, and there hasn't been too much to talk about when it comes to video games, but I think I should just keep talking about the thing that's been on my mind the most these past couple of weeks or so, and that's about Nintendo, how the future is looking for Nintendo and all that. Now, of course, Nintendo has games coming out. They got plenty of games coming out. My problem, of course, was the most recent Nintendo Direct, which, in my opinion, was complete garbage. It was complete garbage, and I thoroughly explained why. But just to recap, I was pissed off with the fact that there was only... you could argue that there was only one real surprise in it, and that was Wii Sports Resort. And I think that's a pretty lame surprise. Now, Xenoblade Genesis was another surprise for me because that game, I did not know that game got leaked or spoiled, but it did, and that's why I hate leakers and spoilers. Then, of course, there's Ocarina of Time. That unfortunately got leaked and spoiled. The trailer to the Kingdom Hearts 4 game was a big surprise, but that's not an exclusive. That's not a first-party Nintendo game, so even though it's cool that happened, and it was, it was something that shocked everybody to see a Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer be announced on a Nintendo Direct, I personally couldn't really give a shit. I mean, I can't say that. Sure, it was cool, and I was like, wow, that was a good way to, to generate some hype. The only problem was you have to have a bunch of first-party games to attach to that Direct as well. And it just really pisses me off that the Direct was basically a third-party showcase, is what it really was for the most part. There was hardly any first-party Nintendo games, and the ones that they did show, I mean, yeah, sure, they were leaked, and that really sucks, and it probably would have been even more awesome if those had not had been leaked. But let's just pretend that Ocarina of Time was never leaked, or Xenoblade Genesis was not leaked. That's still just like two first-party Nintendo games. Here's the problem. Why the hell did they just freaking randomly announce games like Splatoon Raiders and Star Fox on their own without putting them in this presentation? That's what just pisses me the hell off with Nintendo, when they do stupid shit like that. And the reason it pisses me off, because it's like, you see them drop a game like that just randomly, right? It's like, oh, hey, guys, in the next 10 minutes, a Star Fox presentation. I was like, okay, that's cool. Does this mean that, your next big Nintendo Direct is going to be jam-packed, and that's why you're announcing Star Fox right now? Is that why you're just randomly telling us about Splatoon Raiders right now instead of putting it inside of a Nintendo Direct? That's pretty much what happens when they do shit like that. And it pisses me off, and it burns my ass when we finally get that big Nintendo Direct, and it's mostly third-party crap. It's just a bunch of third-party games, and I'm just like, why the hell did you tell us about Star Fox and Splatoon Raiders just so randomly like that? Because, these Nintendo Directs, typically, they get millions and millions of views. They get a lot of views, guys. So it makes zero freaking sense to just do that, to just be like, hey, we're just going to randomly announce these other cool games like that, just these new first-party games, and then when we get a big Direct, we'll mention them again. You could have just saved them for that Direct. It's stupid. It just ruins the hype and the excitement factor of these Nintendo Directs. So that's just something I kind of wanted to talk more about and get off my chest. I think it's just stupid how they're doing things. I don't understand why they're doing it this way. I don't. I like to think it's smart, but is it really? I don't know. Is it smart to just be like, hey, next 10 minutes, this new first-party Nintendo game is going to be revealed to you guys, and it's going to have 30 minutes. We're going to show you 30 minutes of it. I don't know. I just don't like that. I prefer them to do it kind of how they were doing it when they were revealing these games in a big Nintendo Direct, and then maybe a month or two later they would have their own freaking showcase. That's what they did with Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World. Donkey Kong Bonanza and Mario Kart World, those were in the Switch 2 Direct, the very first big general Direct for the Nintendo Switch 2. And that was perfect. That was really good. Yeah, Mario Kart World in the beginning, and then they ended it with Donkey Kong Bonanza. And you know what? That same Direct had Kirby Air Riders, had a teaser. Unfortunately, it was just a teaser, but it was a teaser for Kirby Air Riders right before the Donkey Kong Bonanza trailer. So they did that, right? And guess what happened? Like the next month, I believe it was, or so, or leading up to the release of Donkey Kong Bonanza, we got a dedicated Direct for it. We got a dedicated Direct for Mario Kart World, I think, before that, and it was garbage. It was complete garbage. I don't know why the Mario Kart World Direct was so effing stupid. Like, I don't even know why they did it, because there was like 95% of what they showed us was shit that they already showed us in the first, reveal of it in that Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. And I was like, you guys are fucking idiots. Why do you do stupid shit like this that makes no sense? But then the Donkey Kong Bonanza one, its dedicated Direct, was awesome. It was so freaking cool. They were showing us so many things. And then, of course, let's not forget about the two legendary freaking presentations from Masahiro Sakurai when he was talking about Kirby Air Riders. Those were probably the best by far. The first one being 40 minutes or 45 minutes long, him giving us the gist of it and everything. And then the second one, just, man, going crazy, going all out, showing us all this cool shit and how awesome the game's going to be. Only for stupid-ass gamers not to be grateful at all. So most of you guys crying about Nintendo not giving us games right now, y'all can go eat shit because you dumbasses didn't buy the best games that are available right now. So I just want to put that out there. You guys, I'm complaining about Nintendo. I'm complaining about the last Nintendo Direct and how pissed off I am. But unlike all of these other idiots out here who are complaining as well, I at least been buying some of these awesome games. All right? I just want to remind you guys that I bought fucking Kirby Air Riders. I still play that shit, and I still enjoyed it. It's a fun freaking game. And I see people leaving comments like, "Oh, it's a hard sell for me." I don't know what the hell your deal is. If a game like that's a hard sell, something's wrong with you. Maybe you should go, I don't know, find some excitement in your life. I mean, what the fuck? That's an awesome freaking game, better than anything out there. Some people say, "Well, I already got Mario Kart." It's not a kart racer. Kirby Air Riders is not a kart racer, okay? It's so stupid to just be like, "Oh, I already have a racing game." And it seems like the racing genre is the only genre that people do this with or something. I don't see people saying, "I don't want this. Why do I want Call of Duty? I already have this other shooter. There's so many other shooters out there. Oh, why do I want this sports game? This other sports game, Seems like only racing games is the only genre where we're not allowed to have more than one racing game per year or something. It's stupid. Anyways, not to go on a long tangent. Kirby Air Riders, great freaking game, and the people out there who are pissed off about the last Nintendo Direct and didn't buy Kirby Air Riders, they probably should just shut the fuck up. But I did buy Kirby Air Riders, and I love it. And I bought Donkey Kong Bonanza. Love it. Bought Mario Kart World. Love it. Pretty much I've been buying a crap ton of these first-party Nintendo games and loving them. So, unlike most of these idiots on YouTube, I actually have a right to complain. I have a right to be angry when Nintendo is being lame, in my opinion. All right? So that's the thing. Yes, there's a lot of games to look forward to. Okay, I already pre-ordered Star Fox. I already pre-ordered Splatoon Raiders, so I'm excited for those games. I really am. And Nintendo is still delivering on really good games. My problem is the way they're freaking going about their Nintendo Direct. Their Nintendo Directs, and how they are promoting their games, how they're marketing, how they're generating hype. They're just being fucking lame, in my opinion. It just seems like they're just being so freaking lame. It's like, look, if you don't have anything else to show us, don't freaking show us Star Fox just randomly like that. Don't freaking show us Splatoon Raiders just randomly. Save it for the damn Direct. That's all I'm asking for. I don't understand why they do the stupid shit they do sometimes. It doesn't make any freaking sense. But and then again, there's the little things too. There's the little things in that Nintendo Direct. they decided to spend so much time on the guy playing thumb wrestling in Wii Sports Resorts or whatever. I'm like, why? Why? This is so fucking dumb. And then I've been seeing videos, people making memes out of it, and of course, it looks like the guy is, it looks like he's jerking off pretty much, right? Because of the way he's shaking the Joy-Con whenever, he's trying to break free of the person's thumb over his thumb. And it's like, it almost seems like they do it on purpose. Like, it's like Nintendo did that shit on purpose because they're like, hey, we gotta put something funny in here so people can make a meme out of it. And, that's gonna generate some publicity. It's so stupid. Like, look, I'm fine with stuff like that if you had other great shit to show. Okay, you gotta have a lot of cool games to show as well. First party exclusives, that's what I'm talking about, right? You have to have a lot to show. It can't just be like, it can't be completely mediocre with a bunch of third party games, almost half of them which we already knew about, and then you're just gonna put a bunch of stupid meme material in the direct. That's a bunch of bullcrap. Now again, a lot of people liked this direct and thought it was great because they're a bunch of JRPG fans, and it's like, well, you know what? JRPG fans are not the only Nintendo fans out there. I would argue they're probably not Nintendo fans. I mean, they probably only play JRPG games, right? While the rest of us, we actually play Kirby Air Riders, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario, Zelda, and all that cool stuff. So there should have been more for everybody. A good direct would not just have one genre, which is, in this case, JRPG. They should have had way more than that. And I just freaking hate it when every single game looks like a damn anime game. That's so infuriating. I want to see Nintendo do cool shit, and I feel like they're not really doing that right now. Kirby Air Riders was a good one. That was a really good... What they did there was good. Unfortunately, stupid-ass people didn't care enough about it. And you know what? Some of these people who didn't pick up Kirby Air Riders, they're complaining that Nintendo's not being bold and they're not doing new things or doing things differently. They just fucking did, and you didn't pick up Kirby Air Riders, so shut the hell up. But, Nintendo does need to do that. I mean, come on, why don't we have a Donkey Kong football game or a Wario wrestling game? Okay, it shouldn't be hard to think of these things. They like, where's the creativity, imagination, or innovation? Is it really hard to think of games like this? Is it hard to think of a spin-off Metroid game that is more action-oriented that might get people more interested in the lore of Metroid, which could potentially get them interested in any Metroid game, for that matter? Why is it's so fucking stupid? Like, Zelda and Mario, they got, 3 pillars when it comes to their games, right? And for those that don't know what 3 pillars are, it's basically like, it's like you have 3 different types of video game genres for that specific franchise. So, you got 2D Mario games, right? You got the 3D Mario games. You got sports Mario games, all right? You got all these different spin-off Mario games. You kind of had the same thing almost with the Legend of Zelda. You got the 2D Legend of Zelda. You got the 3D ones. For Metroid, yes, you got 2D Metroid, and then you got the Metroid Prime games, but the problem is that that's all they have, is just those 2. They don't have anything that's more action-oriented. Make something more action-oriented, okay? It's a damn game about a bounty hunter who shoots these beams. She collects upgrades, she gets more powerful or whatever. It's a sci-fi alien world that she's on. You mean to tell me you can't think of anything else? I mean, she's a bounty hunter. She never does any bounty hunting, though. It doesn't seem like she ever does any actual bounty hunting. It seems like she goes on missions for the Federation, but really not doing any bounty hunting. It's like, why the hell can't there be a game where you can choose different bounties to go after? Wouldn't that make sense for a cool spin-off Metroid game and making it a little bit more action-oriented? Hey, let's talk about F-Zero while we're at it. I mean, it pisses me off how apparently Nintendo has stated that, the reason they don't make an F-Zero game is they can't think of anything new and fresh for the franchise. It's like, that's dumb shit. Like, I mean, you're always coming up with something somewhat new for Mario. You can't. You can't add something new to F-Zero, like you can't add abilities or anything like that, weapons even, or I don't know, maybe like a mode where you're chasing bad guys as Captain Falcon. I mean, but that would seem to be a no-brainer for me, at least. The thing is that we've been seeing them do revolutionary shit with some of their other IPs. I mean, of course, the main one, the most well-known one being The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. That was such a game changer. That was, that is the best Zelda game. Don't listen to the stupid fake ass Nintendo fans, like fake Nintendo fans, they're not real Nintendo fans, saying that they hate it and they love The Legend of Zelda but they hate Breath of the Wild. Just fucking phony. That's what they are. They're just phony. They're just phony. They probably don't even actually like the actual Legend of Zelda games. They're just fake motherfuckers, okay? The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are the greatest Legend of Zelda video games by far. And you know what? The sales prove it. Everyone, so many millions and millions of people have bought those games, both of those games, okay? Then you got Mario Odyssey. I mean, that's one of the biggest 3D Mario games ever made. Very big game. It was an ultimate love letter to Mario fans, playing as Bowser near the end of the game. The hat ability and being able to control enemy NPCs was really cool. The different environments to go to, New Donk City, all that was so freaking cool. They did a stellar job, and then they took it up a notch with Donkey Kong Bonanza, and that game was like 10 times better than Super Mario Odyssey. Way more fun, way more addicting to play. That's one of the best games ever, in my opinion. Best 3D platformer, 3D adventure, whatever the hell you want to call it. That was very revolutionary for Donkey Kong. There is no other Donkey Kong game out there like it. There's not one that comes even close. Then, of course, there's Mario Kart World. They made a Mario Kart game that is open world. Enough said, a big open world Mario Kart game. I think that blew a lot of people's minds right there. Still waiting for them to add a story mode to it. Still waiting for them to add bosses to race against, like big giant villains to race against. But that maybe they will do that. Maybe they've been working on the DLC for that. But it's kind of weird how it's taken them a while and they didn't think of doing that from the get-go. But nevertheless, we have been seeing Nintendo do this with their franchises, so it's kind of pissing me off that I'm not seeing it more. I want to see more. I want to see them do this with Metroid. I want to see them do this with F-Zero, Star Fox, even a Punch-Out. Good freaking grief! Imagine a Punch-Out game where it's like a role-playing Punch-Out game. You have to go to the gym to work out. You have to choose your time wisely throughout the day when you're training, what you're training, how you're training, whether you're weightlifting, whether you're boxing. You have to be safe, when traveling to the gym or traveling to your next event, because thugs might try to get in your way, and you'll have to fight them, and you'll have to engage in some type of beat 'em up mode, some like a classic beat 'em up mode where you're going from side to side and just beating up guys like that as Little Mac. So why haven't they just thought of shit like this? Just really cool shit. It pisses me off. It really does. It fucking aggravates the shit out of me that I have all these damn imaginations always brewing in my mind. I'm always imagining these things. I'm always daydreaming about shit like this. And yet this fucking big-ass billion-dollar video game company, the most legendary video game company in the world, doesn't seem to just, have these ideas, that I have. That's one of the things. And look, you could say, well, you shouldn't be having expectations and all that. It's like, dude, I'm a fucking fan. I love playing Nintendo video games, and yeah, I should have these kind of expectations. They're way bigger than I am. They can actually do these things. I can't. I don't have any kind of skills when it comes to, video game development. But, they do. Sadly, it seems like they just lack. They seem to sometimes lack imagination. Okay, now look again. I just finished explaining how well they did with Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And so that's why right now my expectations are very high, because we've seen them do some of these things, but it's like I'm expecting to see more. I'm expecting to see more. I'm expecting to see more with, Kirby, Punch Out, F-Zero, and all these other great franchises that have been left in the dirt. Not Kirby. Kirby hasn't been left in the dirt, but, Punch Out and F-Zero. And again, as I've stated in my previous videos, Nintendo has gotten bigger. They've wisely invested in studios that they've worked with. So they got more people, in their house just working on video games. So it's just kind of pissing me off. Like we're not seeing as much, okay? And look, you could say I'm a little bit spoiled, right? But man, I really feel like we should be getting more than what we're seeing, and we should be seeing bigger and better games. We should be seeing more games that are revolutionary. Like again, Mario Fever, Mario Tennis Fever. That's a fun game. I enjoyed it, but again, it goes back to them saying we can't think of anything new for F-Zero. It's like, okay, well, I mean, if you're able to come up with a new Mario Tennis game and add some new stuff to it, you can't do the same thing with F-Zero, or why can't you create a different character with his own sports game, like Wario or Donkey Kong? It's getting kind of redundant, just Mario. And if you're gonna do Mario again, damn, can we get something different besides Mario Tennis? Again, it's a fun game. I enjoyed it, but they need to do a lot fucking more. And it still absolutely befuddles me that they hadn't been trying to make a first-party game that appeals more to the Western audience. I mean, you can argue that Breath of the Wild does. You can argue that Super Smash Bros. Does. Yeah, absolutely. But damn, why aren't they making more of those? You'd think they'd make more of those. Shit. You'd think they'd try to make a shooter. Because right now, let's think of all the best multiplayer Nintendo games. It's like Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros. Then it's like the more casual, cozy stuff like Animal Crossing and Tomodachi Life. Why do we need a Tomodachi Life when we have Animal Crossing or Pokemon Pocopia? I don't know, but hey, cool. But they need to start doing more than just that. Like you see how many people love shooters or multiplayer games like that are more action oriented. Why the hell aren't they doing more of that? I mean, Kirby Air Riders, great game. It's one of the best games to play on the Switch too. And again, dumbasses, stupid people didn't really buy it. Now, I can't say that the game sold poorly, because every time there's a new event on Kirby Air Riders, there's a shit ton of people playing those events. So people are still playing the game. It probably sold 2 million copies or more. It should have sold way more than that. But maybe if Nintendo was to, I don't know, get Masahiro Sakurai or somebody else, it doesn't have to be him, to just add more content to the game and keep supporting it a little bit, that will probably get more people to get on board with it, Add more characters. They should have way more than what they have. They only have 25 characters. Like, damn, add another 20 characters to it. There's so many fun Kirby characters out there. Add the original City Trial map. Do that, add a different City Trial map or something. Yeah, they could do a little bit more. I think they could do a little bit more. The game has a lot already, but they could definitely do a lot more to keep it fresh. But again, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm basically talking about why the hell it is that Nintendo doesn't keep making more of these multiplayer games that could appeal to the Western audience. Now, I forgot to mention, I mentioned Super Smash Bros. I mentioned Animal Crossing and Mario Kart. There's also Splatoon. So I forgot to mention Splatoon. Splatoon, that's a great one. They did a good job with that one, but still, we kind of need, one that's a little bit more, one that's going to appeal to your typical, dumb, stupid, dude bro type gamer, because unfortunately some people will look at Splatoon and be like, that looks like it's for kids or whatever. So why not try to make something that has, more M-rated aesthetics or something that's gonna appeal to more Western gamers. Now look, I still love all the Nintendo IPs and exclusives that are out there or whatever, but I really want them to start, dipping their toes into Western style games, with with that Nintendo flair added to it. I mean, imagine, a Western games that look more Western, they got that more Western appeal, but it's got it's got that Nintendo, innovation to it, that Nintendo magic. They need to start doing that. I can't believe Nintendo's not trying to make like their own pro wrestling video game. Have Masahiro Sakurai make a fucking pro wrestling video game with like 300 damn wrestlers, right? Imagine like some type of pro wrestling video game that's like, it's like pro wrestling and Pokemon combined. Wouldn't that shit be cool? Like some type of RPG pro wrestling video game where you could collect different wrestlers. Wouldn't that shit just be so freaking off the chain? I really wish they would do stuff like that. I fucking want them to start making cool shit that could appeal to not just the Eastern gamers, but the Western gamers as well. And I feel like it's always games that appeal to the Eastern gamers and to, weebs or whatever the hell you want to call them. There's always these different terms, but people who are more into those Eastern games. But they could easily do that because, look, they have games like Super Smash Bros. And Mario Kart. Those, you could say, are arguably... Those are Blue Ocean games, actually. Let's just call it for what it is, Blue Ocean games. I want to see them do more Blue Ocean type games, all right? That's what I want to see. So, yeah, that's what is on my mind, guys. And, this was kind of a long video, but that's what I'm hoping to see from Nintendo. And I want to get your guys' thoughts as well about everything I just said here. Sorry for the long absence, by the way. Again, just been busy and not been caring too much about video games. I've been playing a little bit here and there. I still got to finish playing the DK challenge. I highly recommend you guys play it. I'm excited about Nintendo potentially bringing in achievements in that form and fashion. So, yeah, just hoping to see better things to come from Nintendo. I gotta check their shares to see if the price has dropped recently. Hopefully it drops below $5 per share.
Atmospheric entry complete. Extend the wings.
Slippy
But anyways,
here.
you guys let me know
So
what you
far,
think
so
about this in the
good.
comments
This is
below.
Peppy.
Please
All
like, share
systems
the
go.
video, try to get
Falco
people
here.
to subscribe
G
to my
diffuser
channel, 'cause I need
seems
to get
fine.
500 subscribers.
Based on the Nintendo 64 game and reborn exclusively on the Nintendo Switch 2 system.
For some reason I've been getting some weak ass
Star
views
Fox.
as of late. And you would even think the negative
Following a
Nintendo video
surprise
that I
attack by
recently
the
uploaded
evil
would've gotten lots of
scientist
views, but it
Andross.
didn't. So
The
clearly
entire
YouTube
Lilat
doesn't
system
like
was
me
thrown
being,
into
a bunch
chaos.
of
On the brink of
fucking
collapse,
cocksuckers and
the
they're just
Cornerian
trying to
Defense
hide my
Force
channel,
placed
I
its
guess,
last
because
hope
they
in
don't want anybody
the
to
Star
watch my
Fox
channel.
Mercenary
So you
Squad.
guys need to
That's
help
no
me. You
small
guys need to do
ask,
your best to
but as it
share.
happens, my team's
Share with
available.
This is
any
Fox
friends that you
McCloud,
have in
the
comment
young
sections
leader
that
of
you
the
probably
crew.
have.
Prep the
You probably
R
leave
wings.
comments on
We've got a
other
job
YouTube,
to do, Star Fox.
videos, right?
We're gonna
On
take
other
the system
Nintendo
back
related
from
videos,
Andross.
for that
One
matter.
planet at a
And
time.
you probably have some friends that you
Falco
constantly
Lombardi
communicate
is their
with in
ace
the comment
pilot
sections
and
of
Fox's
other videos.
friendly rival.
Sounds
How about you
perfect.
share this video
There's
with
no
them?
way
Share
Andross
this
would
video
expect
with
us
them,
to
or
launch an
share
assault
some
there.
other good videos with them
You
as
up for
well.
another challenge,
Let's try to get more
Fox?
people to subscribe to this YouTube channel, because that's
Scans
another
are
reason I
showing
haven't been uploading
unidentified
videos as
energy
much,
emanating
because
from
it's
within
like-
the asteroid.
Flippy Toad is the
like
team's
my
engineer
subscribers have been
extraordinaire.
just going up very slow.
Incredible!
It's like 1, 2,
Do you realize how
3
rare it is to
subscribers,
experience a stable
in
warp
the
channel?
last few weeks
Did
or
you
so.
see
And on top of
distortions?
that, the
That
views
base
are
is the
pretty low.
gateway to the wider
Look,
system,
nothing against
Fox.
you guys. I'm going to continue
And Peppy
uploading
Hare is their
videos
strategic
just for the
mastermind and
small
veteran
handful of
pilot.
you guys who continue watching. I
Just
love you guys.
this.
You guys are great.
Hit 'em
You
quick
guys are
and hit 'em
awesome.
hard.
But,
The
please
fate
try
of
to-
the
try to
Lilat
get my
system
YouTube
rests
channel out
squarely
there.
on
Try to
their
get more people
shoulders.
to come aboard. So that's all I gotta say. Don't forget to check out my Rumble, but yeah, that's about it.
The
I
R-Wing
will
is a
talk with each and every
high-performance
single one of you
aerospace
guys later.
fighter
You all
piloted
take
by
care,
Fox and his crew.
and I hope to hear from you guys very soon.
It's equipped
Peace.
with a laser. It can also fire charged shots or launch bombs that cover a wide area. The R-Wing can do a barrel roll to repel enemy fire and even somersault. Besides the R-Wing, an agile ground assault vehicle called the Landmaster. And a modified exploratory submersible called the Blue Marine can also be piloted, depending on the mission.
Impressive work, Star Fox.
We can handle ourselves in
The campaign will take you on an adventure to a variety of planets. Corneria is a planet teeming with life and the beating heart of the Lilat system. Solar is the system's scorching hot second star.
Low. Shields can't take it.
And Zoness is a deserted, polluted ocean planet that was stripped of all its natural resources.
Cool your jets, Cat.
There's also an asteroid field to navigate,
Persistent laser tech.
and the inside of a nebula. From planet surfaces to outer space, a variety of stages await. With free-flying dogfights in all-range mode
Bulldog unit, don't let anything through.
and massive boss battles, you can look forward to intense aerial combat.
We did it. All units, disengage.
Depending on the objectives you complete, the number of enemies shot down, and other factors, the route you take through the system may change. Replay stages with a different approach to find ways through that are off the beaten path.
You'd better be right about this, Falco.
I say we trust Falco's instincts.
Plenty of new cutscenes have also been added. These include never-before-seen mission briefings between stages, allowing you to learn more about the characters and the Star Fox universe.
Fall in, team. How are we doing?
You can choose between easy, normal, and expert difficulty settings. When playing on easy difficulty, your shield gauge will be longer, and your lasers will remain powered up, making it ideal for novice pilots. There's also challenge mode, where you'll take on a variety of objectives that bring new challenges to each mission.
Defend the Allied fleet. Don't let any of them pass us.
Battle mode puts you in 4 versus 4 dogfights. You can select from 3 stages, each with its own rule set. Take out opponents
Double takedown.
and seize control of the zone around the satellite towers on Corneria.
Star Fox completed the objective.
Collect as many energy crystals as you can, while dodging meteorites on Ficina. Or retrieve cargo from space pirates and take it to your base in Sector Y.
Star Fox completed the objective.
You'll also find items exclusive to battle mode. You can create private matches with your friends online, or match up with random players from around the world, making for a variety of ways to join team battles. Plus, if one person has the game, up to 4 players can take to the skies locally with GameShare, or online using GameShare via GameChat. You can also use a compatible USB camera to change your face in GameChat to look like a character. It doesn't just capture your head movement, but your mouth movement, blinks, and your eyebrow movement as well.
Let's rock and roll! You say that like it's a bad thing.
I'll target the lights on the left. You guys go right.
Don't crawl back under your block.
A swarm of lowly flies. Get ready, team. We're approaching Venom airspace.
Prepare for launch. Star Fox. Available June 25th, only on Nintendo Switch 2. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.